Atelier Marie was the first game to be released in this series and the beginning of the Atelier franchise. The original has remained a Japan exclusive until now, and to boot, we even got a full remaster. Anyone that's played any Atelier game will know the recipe, since this is the original and it started it all. You get a cute character who's trying to help her city and trying to build connections with her friends and deepen the bonds. That's basically it in a nutshell. Now, whilst you're doing all of this, you're trying to gather materials, learn new recipes, craft powerful items. In terms of Atelier games, it's the same. Purpose is the same, the process is the same. Now, because this is the original, they do have that time limit function where you have a certain amount of time to pass all of your exam requirements or your mission objectives. Then depending on how well you do or what scenarios you are able to trigger within that time frame, you will get one of various endings. The original Atelier Marie had 6 endings. The Plus remastered version comes with 1 extra ending, so now there's a total of 7. In terms of combat, this game is pretty basic, and this is simply because combat is not the main focus of this game. The main focus is gathering items, building your relationship so you can have access to more recipes, and then synthesizing that in the atelier. In the later games, they did build up on the combat mechanics quite a bit to get it working like a well-oiled machine. But with this game, because they stayed true to the original, it is a pretty basic combat system. Having said that, even the synthesis and the item guide or the item collection is also pretty basic. And when you start playing this game, you realize why that is. The idea wasn't to load the game with lots and lots of materials, lots of monsters, lots of skills, therefore taking you many hours to collect all of that. Instead, it was made to be a short and snappy game that you replay over and over again for fun. So think of like an arcade mode for beat 'em up games. You don't want that to be very long because the idea is you quickly play it, finish one run, then go again. That's the feeling I get with this game, especially after going back to it after playing Ryza 3. But if you're considering playing this game, it means you're already a fan of the Atelier series, in which case I would say jump right in, because the characters, the artwork, the design is all top notch, and it is the quality we are used to getting in the Atelier series, so I cannot fault that. For me, the only issue is the time limit. Now, they do have a function that allows you to play in an unlimited mode, so the time never runs out and you manually decide when the game ends. However, the problem with that is because the game was still made to be played in a repetitive fashion, there wasn't enough to justify going over the time limit. I did want to complete the Platinum Trophy before I did this review, just so I could tell you how easy it is. By the looks of it, it's going to be very easy, but I got bored in my second run through, so I stopped playing. So keep that in mind. If this is going to be your first Atelier game that you ever play, my advice would be not to make this your first one. This is simply because we have more modern installations in the Atelier series. So I'm talking about the Ryza trilogy or Atelier Sophie 1 and 2. I would highly recommend you play those first and you get an idea of where the series is at now, instead of going back in time and seeing where it all started. Because if you're new to the series and you don't have the loyalty to the series, you might not enjoy traveling back in time, unless you're a retro game fan. So I would say start with Ryza or start with Sophie and then go back and play Atelier Marie. Overall, I would give this game a 4 out of 5. I've deducted a star mainly because I don't like the time system. And it's nice that Tecmo did, or Koei Tecmo did, add in an unlimited mode, but for the unlimited mode to be playable and enjoyable, they should have either added more features or allowed a way for us to bypass the need to replay the game 7 times for the 7 different endings. Besides that, everything else is there that you would expect from an Atelier series. Likeable characters, many items to gather, the synthesis aspect of it, I like that as well. That's one of the key reasons why I like playing the Atelier games. But my favorite part of that is creating weapons and attack items and then trying to add on extra traits that somehow allow you to become superpowered. But this game doesn't really allow for that. So that's another thing that was lacking, but I'm not sure if it's a case of it was lacking or if it just wasn't developed, because this is the first installment. Don't be shy to give me feedback on this review, since this is my first review. What else would you like me to talk about? Or do you feel like I spoke too much and I should talk less? Any opinions are appreciated and all opinions are valid. So leave a comment down below. Until the next one, see ya.